Will the second coming be soon? Earthquakes, famine, wars, lawlessness. Most Christians have some idea of the signs that occur during the time the Bible calls the last days. Well, guess what? We're living in them now. Just about every generation since the New Testament was written has thought the same. Some Christians are fascinated by the mysteries and symbols found in Revelation and love to unravel their secrets. Others feel that Revelation wasn't written for that purpose, so we're best off avoiding it altogether, lest we get sidetracked from our main calling. What's the proper approach? What should we know about the end times, and what, if anything, should we do to live out our faith in the midst of these turbulent times? The second coming, what are we looking for? The greatest cataclysm of world history. The prophets talk about the bad news of the return of God to earth in the person of Jesus by a phrase that's been mentioned a number of times in this book. The phrase is the Hebrew phrase Yom Adonai. We translated the day of the Lord or the day of Yahweh. The prophets stumble over each other trying to find adequate language to describe the horror of that day. Turn to the end of the Old Testament to the little book of Zephaniah. Zephaniah shares with Joel and many other prophets of God a phrase that is the phrase of absolute horror. It's called the Great Day of the Lord. Zephaniah in 1:14-16 writes that the great day of the Lord is near and hastens quickly. The noise of the day of Yahweh is bitter. Mighty men will scream aloud. That is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, devastation and desolation, darkness and gloominess, clouds and thick darkness. I look at all of those pairs of words, and I see a man ransacking a thesaurus, if there were such a thing available, trying to find adequate terms to describe the calamity of the day of the return of Christ to the earth, because when he returns it will be in the worst judgment in the history of the world. 1 Thessalonians 4:13-18. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. Matthew 24:40-41. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken, and the other left. 2 Timothy 3:1-5. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Watch, the Left Behind trilogy is available on PureFlix. Stream the whole trilogy with a free trial today. Left Behind. Left Behind, Tribulation Force and Left Behind, World at War are available today. Mark 13:32. But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes, in divers places. 1 Corinthians 15:52-54. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, Death is swallowed up in victory. 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits, and doctrines of devils. Joel 2:28-32. And it shall come to pass afterward, that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my Spirit. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood, and fire, and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass, that, whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered, for in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said. And in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. Matthew 24:21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Ezekiel 36:24. For I will take you from among the heathen, and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. These Bible verses about the end times only scratch the surface when it comes to biblical prophecies. When learning about eschatology, it is important that we always remember that no one knows the day nor the hour. We must also specifically remember the words of Jesus in Matthew 24:44 KJV, therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh.